We all come from different places, different paths, different spaces, bringing so many questions, bringing our pain. We come from different families. Each of us has a story. Stumbling into the light, I see people like you and me. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, we value complete acceptance of who we are. In this room, we walk towards complete forgiveness. In this room, we learn. The learning never ends. And we can choose anytime we want to begin again. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, there's gold dust in the air. In this room, possibilities everywhere. In this room, we stand when our hearts are torn. In this room, a new way of being together is being born. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, we open our hearts. In this room, we grow together. In this room, we accept one another. In this room, from different places, different paths, different spaces, bringing so many questions, bringing our pain. We come from different families. Each of us has a story. Stumbling into the light, I see people like you and me. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, we value complete acceptance of who we are. In this room, we walk towards complete forgiveness. In this room, we learn. The learning never ends. And we can choose anytime we want to begin again. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left to fear, 'cause we're home in this room. In this room, there's gold dust in the air. In this room, possibilities everywhere. In this room, we stand when our hearts are torn. In this room, a new way of being together is being born. In this room, we listen to the truth that sets us free. In this room, we open our hearts and we can clearly see how the path has brought us all right here. We're safe, we're strong, our friends are near. And there is nothing left
There it is. Good morning. So I want to talk to online folks for just a minute. Our video tech called in ill this morning, so let's all hold him in prayer. And you've got one view. Hopefully the sound is working. If it's not, Deborah, I know you're on, so you can text me directly to let me know if there's some issue with the sound. Otherwise, what you're seeing is the view you will see throughout the service. And we promise to do our best to stay in that view frame. All right, so let's start with our first community song this morning. We're starting off with Gary Lynn Floyd, One Big Family. Here we go. You got tambourines, feel like making some noise, have at it. We don't even care if you're on beat. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. Go ahead, Dale. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Take it up. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Greet your neighbor. Make sure we wave at the online people. Good morning. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light. Everybody you meet. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. All right. All yours, Mr. Amon.
All right. Good morning, everybody. I am Amon James, a member of our community, one of your licensed practitioners, and your service host and featured musician this morning. Welcome to our Sunday celebration. Whether you're here in person or joining us virtually, we would greatly appreciate it if you'd help us bring more of us together by sharing this live stream on whatever social media platform you use, whenever it's convenient for you, if it's convenient for you. Thank you. If this is your first time experiencing our center, welcome. We want you to know that whoever you are, whatever spiritual path you're on, and wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome and celebrated here. We'd ask that you please complete a guest information card. Okay? So, now, let's affirm who we are and what we're about. Our vision statement: contributing to a world that works for everyone. Our mission: we are a diverse community of belonging and growth, sharing the light and joy within ourselves while learning to see it in others. And our identity: we are a welcoming, inclusive spiritual center where everyone can be seen and heard. We lovingly practice the principles of science of mind in the world. You can access all of our activities and offerings through our website, columbiacsl.com, and specifically on our events calendar, columbiacsl.com/events. If you need additional information, please email your questions to info@columbiacsl.com. You can also text or call our office at 410-750-8559. Now, here are a few highlights of our activities. We have 365 days of richer living daily at 6 a.m. Eastern times. Then there's Just for Today, which is Tuesday through Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern time. And then there's the Sleepy Time meditation at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Also, we have our 2025 Giving Tree. This is our opportunity to prove the spiritual truth of abundance. The manifestation amount that came through in prayer and meditation is written down and found in an envelope that I have up here someplace there it is. This is the envelope. It's written down and it's sealed in here. Now, it will be opened on Sunday, December 28th at the end of Sunday service. We are invited to take this end of the year fundraiser into our personal prayer practice, seeking guidance and clarity on what is ours to give. When this amount is met, Rev. Rafe and Deborah will add $500. Okay. Now, if you want to figure out how to give to this, there are links on our website that will show you how to give to this. And also there's going to be information in our newsletter today that will lead you to how you can contribute to this. And if you just want to give it the regular way and put in your tagline on your giving that this is for the the 2025 Giving Tree, you can do that also. Discovering membership orientation. Membership is a requirement to vote at our annual meeting and to serve in the leadership of our center. If you're interested in membership, pick up the Discovering Membership packet on the welcome table. Download it from the newsletter or request an electronic copy by emailing info@columbiacsl.com. Then let Rev. Rafe know and he will coordinate the next steps with you. Clearly, there are lots of ways to get involved and be engaged in this community. Right now, let's all get engaged again by singing another community song, This Little Light.
Okay, so several of you asked that we cut out the diva part at the beginning and just start in with the song. So I did that. So let me get my words out here because, that's not it. See, when you share the lectern, things get confused.
They get moved around.
All right, here we go. Maybe.
There we go.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Where? Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Going down the road, I'm gonna let it shine. Going down the road, come on. I'm gonna let it shine. I know Gail's dancing in her kitchen. Going down the road, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. You get to actually greet each other again if you want. If anybody snuck in when you weren't looking, good morning. Good morning, online people. We would love it if you tell us who you are and where you're watching from. All right. Let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, come on, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Make this your affirmation. I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. Commit to it. I'm gonna let it shine. 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 Let it shine. Shine. Come on, Amon. If you weren't awake, I suspect you are now. So this is our time where we share our community value. And it was suggested, is that not working? It requires to be in the on position to work. Yeah. Imagine that. All right. So, turn that down some, please, Vaughn. That's way too hot. About 10 should do it. So it was suggested in the community feedback form that we do this little light before we do the community values so that everybody's all charged up and ready. And so our community value this morning happens to be joy. So you might just be feeling a little of that right now. So how is joy showing up in your life?
It's a combination of spontaneity, acceptance, and open arms. I had a wonderful time in Baltimore, unbelievable last-minute decision to go. Indigenous group of people were celebrating their second year. It was a free event. We had Indian dancing and LGBTQIA.
Plus, give us a minute, we'll fill out the alphabet.
Right.
We're working on it.
Right, exactly. It was really a lovely celebration and spontaneously gone to Wednesday night. So it brought me a lot of joy.
Excellent. Excellent. Who else? How's joy showing up in your life?
Joy is showing up in my lives in many ways. One is that a very close friend of mine has had the challenge of cancer that they've been dealing with for the last year, and the treatments are really, really going very well, and they're stronger. The strength that they didn't have this last year, they had to stop work. They're now back at work, and they're working out again and so forth. So that's one point of joy in my life. Another point of joy in my life is the other day when I called to speak with my mom, who, as many of you know, has Alzheimer's and lives in a memory care facility. Many times we really can't converse. She falls asleep on me. I'll sing to her and read scriptures to her and talk to her, and I'm not quite sure if she's connecting with me or not. But this day, for like an hour and 20 minutes, she was there and she engaged with me, and when I was singing, she couldn't get all the words to a verse out, but she'd get the first two words out, and she knew what those next two first words would be, and just to share with her in that way and have that connection brought me joy.
Nice.
Big joy.
Nice. Anybody else? Yes, Nancy.
Thank you. Yes, so this weekend, as we usually do, we spent some time with our granddaughters in Virginia. And I brought my crocheting in the car on the way. And Tom and I had just a lovely time listening to like a Neil Young station and just singing to these, 70s, 80s songs. It was lovely. And I was crocheting. And then when we got there, I just felt so full of joy and love. And I was just feeling so good. And then my 8-year-old granddaughter, while we watched the other one in her lacrosse game, she cuddled up next to me and she took my crochet and she was doing a triple crochet right next to me, and she was so happy and she was cuddling into me, and I was just loving every minute of it, and it brings me tears just to share the joy that
Nice.
these children bring. It's amazing.
Nice.
Children are amazing.
Excellent. Yes. There you go.
I experienced a great amount of joy when my son and my daughter-in-law, my 2 grandkids, flew down from Chicago for about 5 days for Thanksgiving, and we met up with my sister and her family, and that was a very special time. And also that we met on Friday. More members, we have kind of a blended family, so we have all these different, my side, my husband's side, and more because my mother remarried and I have step brothers and sisters. So it was just very wonderful, in addition to have that Friday time at Jerry D's on Harford Road in Baltimore, or Parkville, that we could just be together. And even had some relatives from Ohio who came down for special reasons. So, yes, a lot of joy. And so I really feel blessed. And, the joy, even among some sorrow, a passing of my dear first cousin. But it just made everything more meaningful.
I did a Zoom call with a creative project and realized that creativity and being creative and artistic brings me a great deal of joy, and I don't really do it. So I was reintroduced to how fun it is, and I went and got a lot of my stuff out and reorganized it, and we'll be doing that over the winter.
Excellent. And so Robin, one of our online folks, joy showed up for me when it snowed, but I didn't have to shovel. I so relate to that. For me, joy shows up this time of year as a Fraser fir. Now, here, that's pretty common. Fraser firs are common. In California, you have to hunt because it's an East Coast tree and very few people ever carry them. Now, I just go out and Fraser firs are everywhere. And so Christmas for me it's always been a conundrum because when your birthday's on Christmas Eve, you got things to sort out. But we got our Fraser fir. And the other thing I absolutely love at Christmas time is putting up lights. Deborah happens to love putting on the ornaments, so it works. I put on the lights, she puts up on the ornament, the tree is gorgeous, and we both get to do what we love, and it brings us joy. So there you have it. I really encourage you to pay attention to how these values are showing up in your life so that we can continue to be a testimony that they actually do show up when we focus on them. So this is I'm going to move into our wheel time. And I did not have time this morning to clear off the old questions. So if it lands on one that we already answered, I'm trusting you will remember that if I don't. For those of you that are new, we spin this. These are questions that come from the members of the center, the attendees of the center, perfect strangers that watch our live stream that send in questions so that the talk answers questions you have instead of things I think maybe you want to know about. And so we spin this and it contextualizes the talk. So today, the talk title is Spiritual Insomnia. And let's see how we're going to contextualize that. What does I am mean? The I am quotes. So I will take that into our meditation time. Right now, Mary Jane is going to come and do our reading. Somebody got their phone turned up? Yeah, if you could turn the sound down if you're watching the live stream, that would be good. So we're going to do our candle lighting, then our sacred reading, and then into our meditation. And Amen will bring us out with our opening prayer.
Our founder, Reverend Dr. Ernest Holmes, was a dedicated study and a great synthesizer, identifying the common and connecting threads within the various religions, philosophies, and ancient wisdom teachings of the world. Science of Mind is the synthesis of Ernest Holmes' lifetime of study. Let us breathe together as we light a candle honoring some of these faith traditions. As we light the first candle, we honor Christianity as a path of love and forgiveness. As we light the second candle, we honor Buddhism as a path of compassion and four noble truths. As we light the third candle, we honor Judaism as a path of ethical living through sacred law. As we light the fourth candle, we honor Baha'i as a path of unity and peace. As we light the fifth candle, we honor Islam as a path of surrendering to the will of God as the highest calling. As we light the sixth candle, we honor Confucianism as a path of deliberate tradition. As we light the seventh candle, we honor Taoism as a path of harmony and balance. As we light the eighth candle, we honor all indigenous peoples' traditions as paths that recognize and honor spirit in all of creation. As we light the ninth candle, we honor Shintoism as a path of optimism and the inherent goodness of humanity. As we light the 10th candle, we honor Hinduism as a path of knowledge, action, and devotion. As we light the 11th candle, we honor Akan as a path that honors the divine, ancestors, and nature. As we light the 12th candle, we honor all New Thought philosophies as a path of adherence to universal spiritual principles of love and law. As we light this final candle, we honor the multiplicity and diversity within the wholeness of creation as sacred. Namaste, and so it is. This morning's sacred reading is the first half of A Great Wagon by Rumi. Listen. When I see your face, the stones start spinning. You appear, all studying, wanders. I lose my place. Water turns pearly, fire dies down and doesn't destroy. In your presence, I don't want what I thought I wanted, those 3 little hanging lamps. Inside your face, the ancient manuscripts seem like rusty mirrors. You breathe, new shapes appear, and the music of a desire as widespread as spring begins to move like a great wagon. Drive slowly. Some of us walking alongside are lame. Today, like every other day, we wake up empty and frightened. Don't open the door to the study and begin reading. Take down a musical instrument. Let the beauty we love be what we do. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. Ideas, language, even the phrase each other doesn't make any sense. The breeze at dawn has secrets to tell you. Don't go back to sleep. You must ask for what you really want. Don't go back to sleep.
In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So I wait for these precious moments when I hear all I find God. I find
I find God. I find myself. Right now, what I know is that there is only one. And in this one, we live, move, and have our being. I am one with the one. And so is each person under the sound of my voice. So is all existence. And knowing that there is only one, and knowing that that one is love, is peace, is abundance and prosperity, is wisdom and strength and joy and vitality and wholeness. And knowing that we exist in, through, and as that one, I know right now that these divine attributes now express themselves in, through, and as us. They cannot help it. They are the very substance of our being. And so that I know that this community is one that is enriched and nourished by the love of its membership. It is one that stands up strong as a light in this community, sharing peace and joy with all those around us and within us. I know that each person under the sound of my voice, as they leave this service today, they go forth from this place knowing that they have been refreshed and enriched and reminded of the sacredness of who they really are, of their divinity. Because I know as our pastor speaks to us today, his words ring with truth. His words ring with harmony and substance and joy and rising us and lifting us and reminding us of the truth of our being. And so this is a wonderful service. This is a service that brings and manifests good forth in the world. And so I'm grateful to be a part of it. I'm grateful that each person here is a part of it with me. And so I celebrate this and give thanks for this, knowing that it is good, it is holy, it is blessed, it is marvelous. And I surrender this all now to the law, knowing that the law has already said, yes, Spirit has already said, yes, it is so. And because Spirit has declared it, let's declare it again through our voices by saying together, and so it is. Move to a different space. The microphone? Okay. I wanted to share this song with you. It's one from the movie and the musical, The Color Purple. And when I heard these words, they just struck me, and I said, so true, such simple truths. And I want to share it with my family. So, The Color Purple.
Okay. So before we get started, that's a little hot. Or actually, maybe the problem is this monitor up here. Hang on one second. Okay. So now you can turn it up a little bit and it won't be acting silly. So for the online folks, thank you for your feedback. The sound in the room So the mics are on, so I know the sound in the room. I know the mics are on by the sound in the room. And I stepped out and I hear what you're not hearing as well. So it is time to hospice our sound system. So give to the giving tree so we can get a new system, because we kind of need one. And that didn't go where I wanted it to go. So just know that we are aware of it and we're working on it. Let's take a breath together. So we're wrapping up a metaphysical approach, a metaphysical look at, a metaphysical embrace of, whatever works for you, of the 12 steps and 12 traditions of recovery. And I want to address something that came to my attention recently, that someone asked someone else a question that someone else couldn't answer, but I could have, had you actually asked me. Why are we doing this for a whole year? Well, several answers. One, it's what came to me in the visioning for the ecclesiastical thing for the year, because I vision on that, and that is usually set somewhere around June. The other thing is there's 12 steps and 12 traditions, and to not do all of them is to shortchange the whole process. I really invite and encourage you, when you have questions like that, ask me. I'm happy to have the conversation. I'm happy to hear, you know what, I don't even want to talk about this stuff. Why are you talking about it? I'm good with that. We can talk about whatever it is. What I will share with you, without breaking any confidences, is that doing these from a metaphysical perspective have opened up recovery in a different way for a lot of people. For a lot of people. There are people who have commented that they were uncomfortable with the topic at the beginning because they didn't want to look at their substance use. And over the year, what they've done is come to understand that they have a substance misuse problem. Now, what they do with that is entirely up to them, but it has opened them up to at least look at, I'm using something to avoid my life, and I don't want to anymore. One person brought it that I don't want to stop, but I want to stop. Right? And so we all start where we start. And it doesn't even have to be about a substance. You can just be avoiding taking responsibility for your life. Right? That in itself is an addiction. Substances have nothing to do with addiction. They're a symptom of the addiction. The addiction happens before the substances get on board. Right? And so we've taken a whole year to give you practical tools that you can use anytime, anywhere, on any subject, to take a look at what's working, what's not working. Spiritual insomnia. Don't go back to sleep. Right? Insomnia in our physical body, not so much fun. Spiritual insomnia, I pray for it. And I pray that you catch it as well. That you don't go back to sleep. That having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we stay awake. That we are so practicing the presence that everywhere we are, we know God. We see God. That we are so in tune with the presence of what is, that people's behavior doesn't sidetrack us anymore. That we are no longer addicted to the drama of gossip. Right? Anybody spend hours on Facebook in that place of, I cannot believe they said that? You might want to entertain going back to step one. This says you are powerless over that nonsense. But you're not powerless over what you do with it. Where are you spending your time? And if this I am, if we go to the story of Moses and the burning bush, Moses is like, who are you? I am. And in layman's terms, Moses is like, what does that mean? I am. I am that I am. Right? It's nameless. Because names come with personalities. Names come with limitations. Names come with definitions. I am is simply acknowledging that I am, that I exist, that I am self-existent, undefinable, unlimited. Doesn't need a name. Even the name God, even calling it God, comes with restrictions. Right? Social science has done the experiment over and over and over where they put 100 people in a room 100 people that have never been inside of a church, never been to a church service of any faith tradition, nothing, bupkis, nada. Give them a blank piece of paper and one instruction: draw God. 96 to 98 of 100 people will draw an elderly white male that lives in the clouds, that have never been introduced to religion or Christianity. That's how saturated our culture is with what is called Christian hegemony. Right? We're saturated with it. So even the name of God comes with limitations, with a perspective that you may or may not agree with. Right? God/Him. Well, if we're all made in the image and likeness of whatever the I am is, God as Him kind of leaves out a whole lot of people. I ain't saying, I'm just judging. Sometimes I'm just judging, I'm not judging, I'm just saying. But right now, I'm not just saying, I'm judging. Let me just own it. Right? How did God become a male? There's a whole history to that we don't need to unpack today. We just need to know it ain't true. God is neither male nor female, and it is both. God is not just human. God's the chair you're sitting in. Right? If we really want to take it to the ridiculous level that our brain will go, that's ridiculous, God had God for breakfast. Because if God is all there is, then it's all God. The I am fits right into the 12 steps because it takes it to that level of anonymity. Anonymity being the spiritual foundation. Right? Because it doesn't matter what the name is. What matters is, do you recognize that you are that? Do you recognize when you look in the mirror, do you see the I am? Do you see the whole of creation looking back at you? When you look at politicians from a party different than your own, are you willing to see the I am? When you hear racist vitriol streaming out of the mouth of someone, are you willing to see past a learned behavior, a learned belief system, to the I am that is there? We talked this year about Tikkun Olam, to find that divine spark and uplift that. We can't do that if we stop at the level of behavior. Doesn't mean we ignore behaviors. You can't, right? I mean, we're in human form for a reason. And to suggest that we're supposed to somehow ignore our humanity, for me, is to suggest that the I am made a mistake in creating humanity, and we're just supposed to overlook it. Perhaps what's available to us is to awaken, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps. Don't go back to sleep. What Ambien are you taking to put yourself back to sleep? What drug are you taking that puts you back to sleep? Is it gossip? Is it private thoughts about how screwed up everything is? Is it wondering where God is that all of this is happening? See, there's lots of ways we put ourselves back to sleep. There are lots of things we use to distract ourselves. Self-pity is a good one. Right? If God is all this, how come I'm in this? Brings to mind Irma Bombeck, if life is a bowl of cherries, why am I in the pits? If you've never read the book, I highly recommend it. You will find out, if nothing else, you will find out where all the library books are that never got returned. If you know, you know. I am. I am. What if you just leaned into the mystery of a spiritual awakening? See, we like things nice and tidy. Let's tell the truth. We like predictability. We have an amygdala that demands it. Biologically, we have this little lizard brain back there that when we lean into the uncertainty of living in the moment, our amygdala argues with us a lot. It wants a plan. It wants a strategic plan. It wants a roadmap, and it wants guides that know what they're doing in order to get us there. It doesn't even trust us to do it. Right? Okay. But it's your amygdala. Talk to it. Talk to it like you would talk to a 3-year-old, because that's about its capacity. It's been my experience. My amygdala's intellectual capacity is about that of a 3-year-old. And so it needs constant reminders. And it needs redirection. Right? Parents in the room. Right? You got a 3-year-old and you tell them to stop. What do? They stop. For about a nanosecond, they stop because you said stop. And so their body goes. And then if you fail to redirect their attention, they go right back to what they were doing. But they do stop. The amygdala will stop. And then redirect it. Give it guidance. Give it reassurance. Teach it that it is as much of the I am as everything else in you. Help it learn that it is the I am too, and that it can trust the other parts of the I am. That it's not separate. The amygdala is the thing in my physical body that teaches me every day to bridge duality, because it's the thing that tells me I'm separate. Separate from you, separate from myself, separate from everything. That everything else is a threat in some form or fashion. Maybe not now, but just give it a minute. It'll be a threat in a minute. That's what it tells me. Okay, when I understand its function, then I can deal with it, having had a spiritual awakening. You get to decide what your spiritual awakenings are. Maybe it's just coming to a new understanding. Maybe it's just a new piece of information. Maybe it's understanding that people that are unhealthy for us we don't have to associate with, but we don't have to hate them either. If you've ever gotten a voicemail from Amon or gotten his voicemail when you call his phone, intolerance of intolerance only creates more intolerance. Thank you for that. It's a beautiful reminder. Are you addicted to intolerance? Are you addicted to self-righteous indignation? Many of us are. Having a spiritual awakening means we put that down. And just like we all named this community, we find common ground. That's where the I am is the common ground. It is the common ground. It doesn't have a name because it's always been. It's nameless. To name it would be to limit it. And so it is just the I am. And if you're not sure who that is, it tells us, I am that I am. This is what I am. Stop trying to make me something else. You are that. I invite you to spend this week looking in the mirror. Just look into your own eyes. Don't say anything out loud, and silently allow yourself to hear, there I am. There I am. Try it. It might be really uncomfortable at first. So what? No growth happens in the comfort zone, in case you were wondering. Right. I'm doing the year-long practitioner cohort, and somebody emailed me concerned that they would have to miss some sessions, and wouldn't that be disruptive? Of course it'll be disruptive, so what? It's a growth cohort. It's disruptive by definition. It's going to disrupt us all. That's what it's designed to do, is to be disruptive so we can grow. Comfort is where we're asleep. Don't go back to sleep. Next week we're going to read the second half of that Rumi poem, The Great Wagon. It's a love story, is what it really is. And I invite you to consider falling in love with the I am. Falling in love with you. Because if you fall in love with you, you will fall in love with every version of the I am. I will close with this. We all like our free will, but we're not so great at extending that to others. Right? I don't want you messing with my power of choice, but I would like to tell you how to use yours. That is not awakeness. That is some form of addiction. Any place in your life where you are feeling compelled for your own safety and well-being to control anything is a form of addiction. Awakeness is acceptance that we live in the mystery. I invite you this week to embrace spiritual insomnia. Don't go back to sleep. And pay attention to all of the ways that you try to go back to sleep. And I If you're mad at me because they don't work anymore, you're welcome. Because you can't unhear me. You can ignore me, but you can't unhear me. And that's the gift of what we do in spiritual community. You are the I am. You always have been. You can't be anything else. You can pretend. You can smokescreen. But you can't not be the I am individualized as you. Let's take this into prayer. So I recognize the infinite, the ever-present, the allness of the I am. The indefinable, unlimited, self-existent. And by self-existent, I am recognizing that it simply has always been, that it was made out of nothing. It just has always existed. And everything else is made out of it. And so everything must be this I amness expressing its desire to experience itself as everything in form, everything invisible that surrounds form. The idea of love, the idea of peace, is a desire of the I am to experience the fullness of itself as love, as peace. Knowing that it is fully present in itself, it moves itself into expression. And so I know that I am that. That I am a one-of-a-kind, individualized, intentional, never to be repeated divine desire in the heart of the infinite to experience itself as this life of Rafe. I am that I am. And what is true of me is true of all. And so this whole physical realm of individualized I ams, recognizing one another as we awaken to the truth of being. And so I claim and affirm spiritual insomnia, an epidemic, a pandemic, a complete saturation of spiritual insomnia, where we are each awakening and refusing to go back to sleep. That we hold fast to the power that lies within our awakeness to manifest the light that we are, to see it, to be it. And as we are it, everything unlike it is transformed. And I am grateful for that aspect of creation, the law, that responds to everyone exactly the same. That there is no waiting period. That just as quickly as it is thought, before words are even formed, every thought a prayer answered yes. The activity of law, yes. Yes, yes, that's all it knows. And it has already said it and already acted upon it. It is already manifested, already present. Humanity is awake. And so we step into doing our part by being that, by being awake. Everywhere we go, shining our light, being awake, loving. And so I release all doubt, all fear, any idea that would in any way diminish the full realization of the word spoken. I let it all go. I claim it is done. And so it is. Just take a breath. So before we shift into our time of giving, I want to recognize, thank you, Miss Melba. I've lost where it is right now. Our online folks. Ada Lofton turned 90 yesterday and had an amazing party, which was incredibly answered prayer, that so many relatives and friends joined her at her home to celebrate her 90th birthday. Thank you, Miss Melba, for sharing that. You know, when we get older and we're less able to travel, this online thing means a lot more than you think it does to folks. It's a beautiful thing. All right. So somewhere on this lectern, let's see. All right, there we go. So we're moving into our time of sacred giving. And I invite you to just stay in this prayerful place and to let that guide your giving. Let's say our giving affirmation together. Well, first, you can text the word give to 410-498-6175. That's our text to give portal. You can mail a check to 659 Cog Court, Millersville, 21108. You can also access our giving portal online or through the QR codes that are available in different places. And so now, let's share our giving affirmation. Here we go. I affirm that the abundance of creation is my abundance. I give freely as creation gives to me. I give through this Center for Spiritual Living to ensure its continued availability to all spiritual seekers. And if I can have a couple of folks, or at least one. Thank you, Dale. While Amon comes and blesses us with another song.
This is just a fun song, and it just reminds us that there is a power that we always have to just change where we are in life by changing our thought. My favorite things.
And so I just speak a word of blessing, a word of gratitude, a word of acknowledgement for the divine, the I am as money. God giving to God. Grateful, grateful, grateful. And so it is. So thank you, online folks, for your patience. I am figuring out what happened. Some of the vocalists use backing tracks, and we can't, even though we can adjust the sound in the room, if the backing track is mixed too hot, it overwhelms the vocals, and I think that's what's happening. And so moving forward, when I get those soundtracks, I will remix them at a lower threshold so that doesn't happen. Thank you for being part of the solution, online people. And I'm not sure. We'll see if we can mix it differently from what we had in the room to fix the recording, so maybe you can access it there. I'll have to play with things and see what I can do, but I will try. Okay, let's see. Thank yous. We got a lot of ground to cover with Amon. Thank you for being our licensed practitioner. Thank you for being our musician. Thank you for being our host. Mostly, thank you for being you. Yeah. He signs up for all this stuff on the same day because he wants to. Thank you, Rita, for being our hospitality host this morning. Thank you, Ebony English, for being our welcome team member this morning. And congratulations again on your 50-50 raffle win. Thank you, Mary Jane Thompson, for being our reader this morning. Thank you, Zita, for showing up to do our online camera this morning. And Jesse, we are blessing you and knowing that your body is healing itself even as we speak. Thank you, Deborah Ellis, for engaging with our online community. Thank you, Vaughn Dabbs, for being the wizard on audio. And thank you for letting me serve as your minister. Thank you. I am grown every time. So just a quick word about the service positions. The calendar is up for 2026. All of you should have gotten the link to that. If you have trouble accessing it, please let me know. I can troubleshoot that with you. I do ask that people start signing up now because it's really helpful for my stress level to have it planned at least a quarter ahead. We're doing good on service commitments. Where we really could use some extra help is on the audio and the video side. We have a very limited team. It's really not hard to learn it. It takes a little bit of time. So take it to prayer. If you're called to do it, get in touch with us. We'll get you trained up. Okay. Let's see. Prayer support. Okay, there's several ways you can get prayer. And folks, prayer is free, right? You don't have to struggle with stuff by yourself. You have a team of prayer warriors at your disposal. Use them. That's what they signed up for, is to be used to pray for you. It's one area where they don't mind being used. Okay, so you can send a prayer request to prayer@columbiacsl.com. That is a group email that goes to the whole ecclesiastical group at the same time, so we all get it. You can leave a prayer request over in the basket on the table by the window. Amon is also available to pray with you immediately after service. If there is something that isn't working for you, don't take it home with you. Leave it with him. Let him remember the truth of your being and remind you of the truth of your being. He's a big container. He can hold stuff. All right. If you want to do some deeper work, you are welcome to reach out to the licensed practitioners and or the ministers. They are available to do spiritual coaching with you. They're called practitioner sessions. Ministers can actually do spiritual counseling. It's a word game with legal things, so I have to say it that way. I am your minister. I don't cost you a dime. If you want to do ongoing sessions, we'll have a conversation about that. But if you're struggling, reach out. That is absolutely free. I am your minister 24/7. And some people call me at different hours. That's okay. If people could plan their crisis, I wouldn't need a calendar, right? But they can't, so there we go. Okay, I'm going to read our affirmation. Just take it in. I am awake and aware of the presence of love in every interaction. Let's say that together. I am awake and aware of the presence of love in every interaction. Let's say that one more time like you mean it. I am awake and aware of the presence of love in every interaction. All right. So, a couple of reminders. Our community feedback input forms, there's some in the back. You can also access that online. There's a link in the newsletter. Discovering membership, packet back there, also in the newsletter. 2026 Sunday service. You have the links. If you didn't get a link and you're part of the service team, please let me know so I can get that to you. Our 2026 pledge program. This lets the board plan for what we're doing. Right now, we can plan for about $12,000, and that's not going to do it. So please go in, fill out your pledge form. It also gives you an opportunity to reaffirm your membership in this community. It's a spiritual practice. You may not change a thing. There's a lot of people that are doing auto tithing. Great, you don't have to change that. But go in and fill out the form to let us know you want to do that as a spiritual practice for yourself, to reaffirm what's important to you. 2025 giving tree. Every time you give, I will put that amount, I will make another ornament and put that amount on the tree. I don't have the graphic up there, but let's fill up that tree. It doesn't matter what, just take it to prayer. Whatever you're called to give, give. Let's see what happens. I want to spend an extra $500, but there really is an envelope, and it really is sealed, and Deborah doesn't even know what's in it, so it won't do any good to ask her. Book bucket. We have books. They're free. Take a book, leave a donation. If you don't have a donation, just take a book. Take 10 books. Take whatever you want. Our objective is to get the literature in the hands of people that will look at it. Take them, if you have a prison ministry, take them there. If you have a local library that doesn't have metaphysical books, take some metaphysical books to your library. If you have one of those little red boxes that are libraries near your house, put some books in that. Let's just get them out there. All right. And the newsletter. If you're not already getting the newsletter, please sign up. You can sign up at the end of the web page on our website. You can sign up. If you scroll down to the bottom, it lets you sign up for the newsletter. If you don't want to do it that way, you can just send me an email, send me a text message, send me a pigeon with a note tied to it with your email address that says, sign me up for the newsletter. By law, you have to actually say that, or I can't sign you up for it. There are canned spam laws that I'm not allowed to do that. The only thing you can't do is a drive-by. Just tell me on your way by, because I won't remember it. I just won't. So put it in writing, stick it in my pocket. You can do that. But get on the newsletter so you know what's going on. Okay. Our annual meeting is February 1st. If you have any interest in running for the Board of Trustees, now is a good time to start taking that to prayer. Applications will be here next week. I'm also looking for a member-level individual to serve on the nominating committee with me. Apparently, Dale's going to do something. I don't know what. I love it when this stuff happens. So if you're interested or willing in serving in that capacity, the nominating committee simply interviews and vets applicants. It's really not hard. You don't even have to know a whole lot to do that. You just have to have an open mind, be able to ask questions, listen to answers, and hear what your heart is telling you. So if you're willing to do that, let me know. I just need to fill one spot from a member level person, and then we can move forward with all of that. Next week, Felicia will be here, and we will do part 2 of Spiritual Insomnia. Hopefully you're all wide awake when you get here next week, because you've been wide awake all week. All right. So now we're going to close out. I release, I let go. I let Spirit run my life. Because the closing song is always a call to action. So I invite you to stand, let's sing this, and go do it. Let go, let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Oh, Lordy, how long does that go? Who's in charge of this? And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Free in the Spirit. God. Yes, I'm only here for God. All right, have a fabulous week.
Living Spirit, I am grateful. Loving Spirit, I am free. So many gifts upon my table. Loving kindnesses to me. Living Spirit, I am grateful. Loving Spirit, for the way, for this rich, abundant living every single day. And I give thanks for the knowing. I give thanks for the way your love is overflowing every time I pray. And I thank you, God, for one good day. Living Spirit, I am grateful. Loving Spirit, I am free. So many gifts upon my table. Loving kindness says to me. Living Spirit, I am grateful. Loving Spirit, for the way, for this rich, abundant living every single day. And I give thanks for the knowing. I give thanks for the way your love is overflowing every time I pray. And I thank you, God. I thank you, God, for one good day.